Hello everybody, it's me Fergie. I'm coming to you guys today to discuss a topic that I want to touch on. Shout out to Appointed 84, who's an old classmate of mine. She actually gave me some feedback and was like, hey, I think you should check out African Export and possibly talk about a topic that's really popular right now about friendship. I'm definitely going to touch on that topic for you, but right now I want to talk about something that's near and dear to me because I sat and I watched African Export's channel for about an hour or two today, and I definitely was intrigued. I did subscribe, so shout out to her. Also, shout out to Tatiana Mercedes and Appointed 84. Appointed 84 is more of a viewer. Tatiana is a actual vlogger who's really hilarious to me. And so today, I just want to touch on something serious to me. If I crack any jokes or if I say any curse words, excuse me. I mean, I'm really trying to be serious, but so I watched African Export's video about the Channel 5 news story about Rochelle Richie, I think is the reporter's name, who transitioned to become a natural because she saw this lady whose daughter was natural, and then she cut her hair off to kind of alleviate some of the stress that her daughter 6-year-old daughter was going through at school and not thinking that her hair was pretty. And so she wanted to show her that, you know, your hair is like mommy's natural hair. So she cut off all her relaxer. Well, that's kind of similar to my story, only that, you know, Winter wasn't teased at school. However, I did transition her because actually Winter had a relaxer. Now, everybody knows that my mom is a hairstylist, and back in the day, you know, it was just the norm for, you know, little girls to start getting relaxers early. And so I was born bald-headed. I had a little bit of hair growing up, like little curls or whatever, and it's just something that goes on in my family. Like my mom was born bald, my grandma was too, and so you know, they didn't get relaxers. However, I did because my mom was a stylist, and so she knew about relaxers. And then when she was styling hair, when she first started, relaxer was, you know, the it thing. And so I got a kitty perm at age 4 to stretch out my curls and be able to put my hair in ponytails, which now that I look back on those pictures, I look ridiculous with these little bitty ass ponytails that she tried to twist or whatever. But anyway, it's just all about conforming to me, you know. And so my mom ended up putting a kitty perm on Winter's hair, and she you know, said that it would make it easier for me to comb her hair and stuff like that. Well, by this time I know about relaxers. I know that you know, something in me knew that this was wrong for me to do. Something in me knew, after especially seeing good hair, that a relaxer, you know, I needed to get away from them. But since I had been doing them for so long and I was pleased with the results of having my hair straight and blend in with the weave that I was wearing, you know, I kind of didn't do that transition. Well, when I saw how it started out to damage Winter's hair, you know, her edges started breaking when I was putting it in ponytails, because that weak hair, you know, can't withstand that pressure on it of rubber bands and even braiding and things like that. Well, a relaxer, and a lot of us call it a perm, which is definitely incorrect. A perm is to make your hair curly, and a relaxer is to make your hair straight. One is predominantly used for whites, and the other for blacks. You know, perm versus relaxer. Well, yeah, I have been using that word incorrectly for a long time, but once I started school, I started to use it, you know, better. I started using it the correct way, and you know, I just learned so much about relaxer, about how it goes in and it strips the hair strand of its natural strength in order to relax the curl and allow it to be more manageable. But at the end of the day, what it's doing is it's going inside of the hair strand and taking away that strength and making it weak, so that it doesn't have the strength to keep that curl pattern. And so, I mean, that's why it breaks off. I mean, that cortex is pretty much out of there, all the strength inside of that, which the cortex, you know, makes up 75% or 80% of the hair strength. And so you definitely want that, you know, because without 80% of the strength, I mean, you only have 20% that's keeping that shit on your head. Like, really? That shit doesn't make sense to me. But, yeah, I decided, look, Winter's hair had been relaxed 2 or 3 times with kitty perm, and I was just like, yeah, a kitty relaxer rather. And I was like, no, I can't take my baby through this stage and have her believing that there's something wrong with her hair. So at one point, I just, once I started school and I read about it and I knew what it did and how damaging it was and what it could possibly do if it applied incorrectly, or if, the product was expired or whatever, I decided to cut all that shit off her head. Now, y'all can call me wrong if y'all want to. I did put my baby through an awkward time. I cut her hair into a mini fro. Her hair was probably about this long. But at the same time, I twisted her hair and knotted it up, and she wore it with headbands, and she was cute. And so I just decided that that would be better for her. Her hair has grown out to the point where she can wear ponytails and little puff balls now. I have been able to twist her hair and do a twist out on her hair and all types of things with my baby's hair that are pleasing to me. Tried different products, and I found the Moroccan line, which is definitely working for us. I'm not saying that that's the only thing that I can use. There's so many other products out there, so many. But right now, this is what I'm using, and it's defining my curls, and I'm happy with it. So anyway, yeah, once I cut Winter's hair off, I was like, why can't I do the same for myself? I was transitioning slowly but surely. My hair had grown out so much because I had stopped wearing glue-ins and quick weaves, and I only did my own sew-ins, and I did them my own way so that I knew my hair wasn't being broken, and that it wasn't braided too tight, or that I wasn't damaging my sides. And so when my sides started to grow back, I was like, yeah, like, this shit really, it is evident that without relaxer, my hair grows better. My hair is thicker. My hair has always been thin, always. But, I mean, if you're taking the curl out and the curl pattern and everything is straight, of course, it's going to be a lot thinner. So, I decided to go ahead and do the big chop. I chopped off like 6 inches of hair that I had grown, and I was like, damn, like, that was a shocker to me. It was uncomfortable, it was hard for me, but I did it. And so, yeah, I wore wigs until I was comfortable with the length that I had and was able to do a couple of things with it. And so I can't wait until it gets bigger. I commend anybody who has the strength to do it. It's not for everybody. Everybody is not going to want to be natural because they're black, and I understand that. The thing is, do not conform. Don't do something for yourself because others are doing it. That doesn't make any sense. What you want to do for yourself is what's going to make you happy, what's going to make you feel confident, what's going to make you comfortable. With this whole your natural hair is a professional stuff, that's because from the beginning of time, straight hair has always been what has been acceptable, what's uniform, and what is